Welcome to World War Wrestling. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be as loud as I can, but two people. I should have honestly recorded this at a different point in time, but NXT was a pretty big show to record, so I just wanted to do NWA real quick. National Wrestling. Was that you? Was that you? That was me. Okay, that was me. All right, NWA National Wrestling Alliance, and it was a really interesting show tonight. I think I'm gonna go backwards, forwards, because that's what I remember best. In the main event, you had ECG, ECJ, ECBBD, EC3, Eric Carter the third, and he's still going by his TNA gimmick, which is dedication to the character that he is playing. Young Derek Bateman has come a long way. I should probably record this. I should probably record this at a different time, but I gotta do it. I don't know why, but I gotta do it now. I don't know why I gotta do it now, but I gotta do it now. Derek Bateman. And the only thing I did not like about this match, oh, he's wrestling Jack Dayton. The only thing I did not like about this match, the only thing I did not like about this match is that you had EC3 doing a suicide dive through the middle rope, which he said, don't do and control your narrative wrestling. So I'm trying to figure out, how is it that you just did a suicide dive? I guess it really, if I'm yawning like that, I guess it really doesn't matter. Other than that, it was a really great match. Jack Stain is probably one of the most credible threats. And he's built up as a credible threat. He wins enough matches and has competitive enough matches. He has a deadly enough move set that when Jack Stain hits a move, you think it's over. Hitting Jack Stain with the move, however, and keeping Jack Stain down is not that easy. Phenomenal match. NWA has honestly been the best wrestling during the pandemic. Post pandemic, I guess it's been a lot different. It's a lot harder with the crowds. But when everyone kind of stole the Thunderdome idea, and maybe they had this idea in the past, maybe they had prepared for what happens if, play to an empty room and film it to, I guess that's kind of why they film a TV show. It's because you don't know whether or not the room is going to be empty, but you could still use the footage regardless. But when everyone was playing to an empty room, you knew the reason why a lot of people got disenchanted with WWE is that you could tell that they weren't really trying their hardest during the pandemic. It's 12:50. It's 12:54 a.m. and I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, so I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can with that. Um, NWA didn't phone it in. Everyone else did. One of the guys who really did not phone it in, who really carried NWA during this time, Trevor Murdoch. And I feel like a lot of guys are kind of mad right now that they were champions during the pandemic and no one really got to see it. And now that they're back on national television, they don't want to give them the belt. And it's kind of like, what the fuck, man? Like, you gave me the belt when no one was watching. Like, were you doing that just to fuck with my emotions, just so I have the belt, just to feel that way? And it's like, no, like, you won it during incredible time. If it wasn't a pandemic, you probably would have won it right there anyway, because that was the storyline. But NWA found creative ways to do that. Trevor Murdoch, however, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. And Mike Knox versus the Country Gentleman. Um, I just love the tag team knocking Murdochs. The other guys, honestly, you could tell by the yawn, really weren't giving it their all. This was not the actual Country Gentleman. And that's why I knew it was going to be some bullshit instantaneously. Is whenever you have like a trio, you have a faction, and they send out like, say two of the guys are like former tag team champions, they won't send out the two guys that won the tag team champions. Like they did this with New Day a lot, and it really killed their gimmick. When you knew they wanted to win a match, Big E was always in there. When they were experimenting, trying new stuff, it was always Big E and Xavier or Xavier and Kofi, and what are you going to do? Someone needs to lose. Someone needs to lay down on the mat. Whoever is the nicest guy is usually the one that takes the bottom. Sometimes they're a power bottom. You got to ask the Southern Six about that. The Southern Six knows more about tops and power bottoms than I ever will in my entire life. I love how they came out the closet, and their gimmick is very interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know why it wasn't that long of a segment. I don't know why what happened with Puyo Del Mar and the Thrillbilly had to happen. I don't like people that step on the people that brought them to the show and got them to where they're going. The people that held you back and the people that were holding you down, I totally understand and I totally get that kind of resentment. The people that saw you through your toughest moments and believed in you more than anybody else, I don't see how you just step over them like that. You owe them something. Before this, you had two matches that I thought were really good. I might have mixed something, but these are the two matches I saw. Kinsey Page versus Sam Starr, Miss Starr. And Miss Starr just can't catch a break. She looks like a really credible threat, but paying attention to how Kinsey Page wrestles, it doesn't really matter how big you are. It matters how smart you are. And the people that she's had the most like luck against are big girls, very exuberant, overzealous girls who are either way too caught up in the moment or overly reliant upon their strength and size against a smaller opponent. I keep saying over and over again, that Kinsey Page is one of my favorite wrestlers, period. I'm not saying best of all time. I'm not saying anything like that. I would have to see her do what she's doing to women that fight back. I put it more so like that. Not developmental talent, not people catching their break, not moonlighters, but people that are going to fight back. People just as hungry and just as crafty as you are, looking to protect their brand. And I think that's really where pro wrestling gets really messy and really confusing is everyone's protecting their brand. Everyone's protecting their gimmick. It's hard to accept that everyone's just playing a character because you have to live your character in everyday life. It's not like a movie role or a TV show where you can play multiple different TV shows in multiple different roles. A lot of these people are lifers. Like they're doing this and they're doing this forever. So when they have a gimmick, this is the gimmick that they carry with them through everyday life. This is why luchadors wore masks, so it wouldn't control their entire life and they could still live without being idolized by people. It's messy. The match before this, however, triple threat match, I believe. And it was not Kinsey Page, it was her little sister. And I did not mind the difference because they're both very scrappy. Like, where the fuck are they from? Like, how the fuck do you end up like Kinsey Page and Kylie Page? How the fuck does that happen? Like, I feel like this is a long way to have them as like tag team. Maybe they don't get along well because they're sisters. Maybe they get along really well because they're sisters. I don't know. But I think that when they eventually run into singles issues on a larger show with bigger talent, they would make a great sisters tag team. And I don't think, besides the Bella twins, I don't think there is another sisters tag team in all professional wrestling. The Renegade Twins are actually not related to each other. There's like one, there's like the Starfish, and I think they're sisters. One's like super tall and one's really short. I think they're sisters in the professional wrestlers, but I don't really know. That's all at NWA that I saw. Really great show. Really appreciated it. NXT, I will do when I actually have gotten some rest tomorrow sometime. I'm not going to do it now. And you know what's crazy? What's crazy? I'm recording these videos. It is 1:10, 2024, 1:05, 1:01 a.m., not 1:05 a.m., 1:01 a.m. I have not released a single one of these videos yet. I'm talking about stuff that happened like 2 weeks ago for World's End. I just recorded that earlier today. Well, I guess yesterday now, because today is now tomorrow, and tomorrow was now yesterday's tomorrow. Okay, well, that's a thing. And we're doing that. But I haven't released anything yet. Honestly, I'm very nervous about the reception of this. Either it's going to be something that people completely ignore, or it's going to be one of the biggest things to hit the internet. And I don't really know how I would like really handle that. You have guys doing this like Big Hero Chris or Kuma who are probably way better at it than I am, and been doing it way longer than I have. But I'm really inspired to keep doing this, and I'm having like a really great time. Honestly, I'm having a great time not even recording anything. The only time I really had this much fun is when I was recording book review reviews, which you can also probably find on my YouTube channel. All right, that's it for me. God bless you. Be well. Peace. This was World Wrestling.